Hello again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the amazing Steve Frazier.
Well, welcome. Hello, everybody.
I come up with these adjectives like 2 seconds before I hit record, so
on the
sometimes
fly.
they just don't come to me easily. So.
Yeah, you don't have to do that,
But I'm sure this one came easily to many people.
I appreciate it.
In terms of Stephen King and Brian De Palma for Carrie.
Right.
And I only picked this up recently, so that Scream Factory disc is long out of print. We don't have that here to enjoy the new remastering and that wonderful stuff. But
nor do we have $60 to spend on an aftermarket copy.
No, we'll have to wait for someone to grab up a 4K rights or something.
Yeah.
But until then, or if you have an Arrow video version, apparently they put one out, but it's region locked for Europe and all that stuff. But guys, you can turn on your subtitles and get your timestamp over to 0 to sync up with us so we can follow along with our commentary and all that wonderful stuff. So in countdown, we'll sync up. So in 3, 2, 1, play.
Well, excuse me. I'm still battling my vocal issues, so yes. I get a little froggy sometimes. Mm-hmm. I apologize for that.
Ancient United Artists logo.
Old school.
A couple years before they almost went belly up, and had to be merged with MGM.
This is a continuation of our
Stephen King,
right? The Chronicles of Stephen King.
This was the very first one ever.
It was also Stephen King's first novel, so there you go. And I'll be honest, I never read it.
Okay.
It's been on the to-do list for 25 years. It came out in 1973 or 4, I forget.
Roughly.
Here's the star of our show.
Yeah.
Future Academy Award winner.
And a nominee off of this film.
Did she get nominated for this?
Yeah, along with, was it Amy Irving?
Oh, yeah, the friend. Or not the friend, the mother. No, the mother was the gal from
Piper Laurie
from Return to Oz.
She probably got the nomination. It's hard to remember these things. I'm brand new to this film, people. Give me a moment.
Could be.
Look up accolades.
Here we go. Now, keep in mind that all these girls are...
Yeah, so Spacek and Laurie got nominated for leading and supporting.
Yeah, that makes sense. All these girls are... The characters are 16 years old, so now that we've all seen their titties, we can feel bad about ourselves. And some bush there.
This one, I guarantee you, this one did not have an NBC movie of the week premiere.
No. And
no.
It was.
Had to wait for Showtime and HBO, right. Cinemax.
So, yeah, when I was going through my Stephen King
library, or
like back in high school when I was the light bulb went on, and I realized that he was the greatest of all time. And, I started with all the ones that were based on the movies that I loved.
Sure.
And, sadly, this one was later on down the line, even though I was familiar with the movie. Mm-hmm. Here's something interesting, though, and very petty for, but I was, 15?
For sure.
But when you pick up we'll get to De Palma in a minute.
Uh-huh.
When you pick up the book, it's actually not laid out in chapters.
Yeah, it's like news stories and clippings in kind of flashback format.
It's in like 3 parts. There's like part 1, part 2, part 3, but each one is like, 80 pages long.
Sure.
So when I was, 15 or whatever and picking up books to look at, I was like, oh, this one's not easily digestible with my school schedule, where I can like read a little chapter during study hall or whatever. Yeah. There's a close up on Spacek titties. Anyway, so long story short, too late. I never read this one, and what are you gonna do? But I enjoy the movie, so here we go.
There were some alterations that De Palma discussed in a few documentaries that we can get into. I mean, one of them was an opening sequence that I believe they did put in the Chloe Moretz version with the meteorites, which is like her at a young age, and she discovers her kinetic powers and creates some kind of meteor shower over the house or something.
Well,
they actually shot it, but the effect didn't work on screen. It looked more like rain than rocks falling. So they cut it.
I see.
I think I remembered hearing that as like some CGI monstrosity scene that some people didn't find terribly great.
There's some great visuals in this scene right here. Like the blood in the hands, like the blood even in the water coming down the leg is effective.
Well, it is playing it. I like how it plays it. At first, it's playing it kind of soft and kind of caressing and kind of beautiful, and then it turns to something.
Yeah. Well, and what makes it...
It would be great to have a female here to have that perspective on that process in life and how that deals with psychology and all those other things, but we don't have that.
From, as far as... Right.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff in the film that plays more horror if you are a woman who's gone through that and has that experience to fall back on to kind of see how it plays out in the film versus how you've had an experience with it in your own life.
Sure. I will say I've had plenty of experiences with being bullied in high school. So not, obviously this situation.
Yeah,
but,
I know. But not making you ever want to go back in.
Right.
Yeah.
And look at how well this scene is shot. The terror on her face. And there's the delectable PJ Souls. 2 years removed
from
not removed from, but preceding,
yes.
before. All of the... Obviously, we're not women.
Yeah.
All of the...
that.
all of the visual representations in TV and film of a first period, make it seem like they didn't know it was coming. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. That's a little. What was that? I don't know. And it always happens like at a super embarrassing moment, and then the mom says, "Okay, you're a woman now," and
give the speech, the rundown, like it's a PowerPoint presentation.
And now let's take the day off of school. Let's go get ice cream, and you're like, okay,
very sitcom-y.
Right.
This deals. I always want to use the word existential. I don't think I'm ever using it the correct way, but it just feels like some sort of like crisis of your own, I don't know, existence. I don't know exactly how to put it.
Yeah, I feel like
crisis of your own, like self-being, self-identity type of thing. How they're presenting it here.
Well,
something's happening to my body, and I don't know what it is. And also, as we see later on with the mother, there's all these things fed into her brain that make it feel like it's
right. Now, this is a very
demon
good
possession.
This is a very good way to set up the story here, because the adults in the room, these two, are talking about like, how could she possibly not know what this is? And then it's not until 5-10 minutes from now when we meet her mother that we go, oh, well, all right, and that explains why she doesn't know anything about anything.
Whack job, mother. Nice little thing with the blood on the...
Oh, yeah, great.
I think it goes without saying, De Palma films are pretty brilliantly photographed.
I think so far, this thing is brilliantly photographed.
Yeah.
Now, where is this in the De Palma timeline? Is this early?
This is like... I think he said he basically been doing kind of like independently financed stuff and kind of like almost like eyes bigger than your stomach, like really big ideas but not as many resources as he wants to have. So it's like, okay, I gotta kind of go back into the studio system a little bit to kind of get that traction so I can bank a little bigger on things later on. So this is probably, I think he said it was roughly about a decade in, because he did.
Okay.
Obviously, did some shorts and did some other features and stuff like that, but they're a little on the rougher side in terms of polished quality.
Great little thing that just happened here. The principal character here.
He keeps calling the wrong name.
He called her the wrong name, which is
over and over again.
Which is actually a great little detail just about how out of touch he is with the situation.
Yeah. And the fact that she keeps correcting him and he just keeps ignoring her anyway, so it's like he doesn't give a shit.
I do feel like well, I don't know. I was going to say that they weren't as obvious about her powers this up front in the movie or in the story, but obviously I've not read it. I've read about it, but I've never read it. And maybe, like you were saying, maybe she actually knew way earlier than...
Right, because, I mean, the scene I described is in the novel, apparently.
Okay. Look at that.
Because,
little
again,
move.
De Palma shot, and I believe it was in both... Again, this film got a sequel in 99, then it got a TV movie remake, and then it got another feature film theatrical remake.
Right.
And I think both remakes are probably done because De Palma actually watched all of them. And he said he watched them and was like, man, they got wrong everything I avoided to make everything go right. Because they just various things he changed because it was a film medium. There were certain things that worked in the book that he couldn't visualize in the film.
Right.
And so there's certain things he changed. And again, the sort of raining down in a house type of thing with the rocks and everything, how they photographed it back then just didn't function. So he cut it from the film. But that would have been an opening sequence that kind of just saw the original spark of her powers coming out. There was some sort of incident that kind of triggered something off with her.
I do like his self-awareness to say, this doesn't play well.
Yeah.
From the everything that we've ever talked about in these adaptation commentaries. You know, he took, not that he hurt us, but I'm saying, he used that thought process of, they're different. They're different mediums.
Yeah.
And there's old Piper Laurie.
Who is her? She looks goddamn familiar as hell.
This other lady?
Yeah.
She does look very familiar, and I do not know who it is. Piper Laurie, I did not know from this as a kid. I 100% knew her as the, I guess, villain in Return to Oz, which came out, I think, in 1980, where she played the Mombi character with all of the different heads, and oh my god, that scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Okay, this is Priscilla Pointer.
Okay.
She just looks a lot like Louise Fletcher.
She does look like Louise Fletcher, yep.
And apparently Louise Fletcher, because they were showing clips of in the De Palma documentary, she was one presenting one of the lead actress award that year for the Oscars.
Well, that makes sense because she was the reigning...
Yeah, the previous year for
75. For Cuckoo.
So.
Stephen King loves to use religion.
She was in Dream Warriors. She was the
the nurse!
The oversight nurse over Watson.
That makes sense.
Watson does body double with De Palma.
Yes, she's the... That's why she looks familiar. She's the head of the institute or whatever.
Yeah, no hypnosil for you.
Yes!
All you need is some good REM sleep.
Oh my god, this is so great. What a crossover.
Puts old King Kate in the quiet room.
So good. So, Carrie White, her mom is a nut job.
Oh, yeah.
Zealot, I guess is the correct word. Religious zealot.
Fanatical, yeah. Just tipped over the edge.
And what I was saying is Stephen King loves to use... he's not a religious person, but he
twists the religion around
right, but
a little bit here and there.
He's studied it enough to be able to write characters that are very religious, and he does that often. I think it's kind of his back way of like poking the bear,
sure.
but he does it with such grace that nobody really knows.
I mean, you've been to his house. He likes.
I have been to his house. Not like for those the first timers. I've been invited
tourist,
in. Right.
Tourist,
I've stood outside of his house.
You see how kitschy he likes to play things.
Yeah, he's definitely got,
Looks like 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Yep. Yeah, gargoyles on the fence and what have you. It's really cool, by the way. My birthday's coming up, and if anybody would like to get me a giant, 5 foot by 4 foot tapestry of the Last Supper, that would not be welcomed. I have people in my family, distant relatives that are similar in nature to this Mrs. White character.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Do you still have your little Wikipedia pulled up here? Can you get us an age on Sissy Spacek when she's recording this? The character's 16, but I don't know if she's actually. I think she's older.
She was born 49, so
she was 25, give or take.
Pretty far along, mid-20s, yeah. Piper Laurie is only born 32. She's only like 17 years older. Yeah. I was about to say she doesn't quite look older than her. She looks like
not 17, like 7.
Laurie does look like about the right age for the character. Spacek is just a few years north of where the ideal thing was, because apparently De Palma was. He didn't name the actress, but he kind of named what the film was, and they showed clips of it. But I don't know what the actress was in the De Palma documentary. He was basically saying, I was really close to this other lady, but then Spacek was like, either I can go out for the audition for this, or I can try and go out for this commercial I have. And she eventually did the screen test and all that type of stuff. It's like, okay, this is it. But apparently the studio was kind of like, we don't really like her. She doesn't really look right for the part.
Sissy Spacek?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
This is the prayer closet.
Uh-huh.
Everybody needs a prayer closet in their house, right?
About Harry Potter. He's got his own closet.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have that in his closet, though.
That looks like a 1986 album cover for a metal album.
Yeah? Slayer or something,
right,
man.
Right.
This film is filled with these split diopter shots.
Yeah, very nice.
So you got the two depths of field with just a sliver of the blur focus in the middle. Yeah, he's all over that. I mean, that's a very De Palma style piece of photography,
and it's very well hidden there by the door frame.
Yeah,
that you don't even you don't pay attention to it.
Right.
You're looking far enough left and right that you don't.
Yeah, you gloss over it.
Now, I grew up, like I said, I knew Piper Laurie from Return to Oz.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up.
I never got more than like 5 minutes into that movie.
God, I love it so much.
It was like, it's not what you would think it is.
I love it. Oh my God. So I knew at this point when I saw this movie for the first time, I was a teenager. I knew Sissy Spacek from her Academy Award-winning role in The Coal Miner's Daughter, which I used to watch with my grandma all the time. And I realized that folks that listen to our commentaries and are fans of Nick's channel might not be up on dramas that are
quite the flavor.
Right. It's a biopic of country superstar Loretta Lynn, and I don't know if you happen to be somebody who likes biopics. It is a fantastic movie. Tommy Lee Jones plays her husband.
Okay.
And he was also nominated. She won. And I don't know. Great story.
That was roughly within like the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think it was 1980, maybe.
Yeah.
Give or take. But yeah, used to watch Coal Miner's Daughter with my grandma all the time. And so that's what I knew her from. And then I was like, oh, she's in this Stephen King story. I wish I could break stuff with my mind. That'd be great. The giant erasers. Love it. Is PJ Souls wearing the exact same outfit that she was wearing the other day in the shower? I think so. That's the old, we only have one day to film this, so...
All right. It was funny with the budget. The shoe was telling De Palma, "Oh, we're going to give you $1.6 million." He keeps telling him, this is $1.8 million film. $1.8 million.
Budget to shoot it?
Yeah. And it's like, basically like, oh yeah, well, we'll do it for $1.8 million. Then they cleared out his office and almost shut the whole thing down. Then he goes back to him and say, oh yeah, I think we could do it for $1.6 million. And end up paying $1.8 million for it anyway. Dancing around with these folks that have no idea what they're doing, really.
Here in the front is old William Katt. Yeah, he's walking on air.
I used to have that on a vinyl.
It is.
I had that single.
I think it's one of the best TV theme songs of all time. The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
I actually just saw him at a convention recently. He's like in his 60s now, and he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
PJ Souls, regular on the convention circuit.
Oh yeah.
She still looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
PJ Souls, by the way, does not charge. I don't remember what it is. If maybe it's a picture she does not charge for.
Yeah.
She charges for the autograph, but you can get your picture for free. She loves giving hugs.
If they give her anything away, it's usually the photo. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but not anymore. Like back in the day, that was fine. Anymore, it's
a rare occurrence.
It's like 30 and 50 for a combo or something.
Like when I met up Derek Mears, he's like, "Oh yeah, photo, no problem."
Yeah, so it really depends.
He'll sign it and he'll just give you the photo. You don't care, man. He's just there to have a good time.
Derek Mears is awesome.
Oh, yeah,
if you ever get a chance to meet him, do it. And I would say the same about PJ Souls. She's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very crude drawing of a turd in her mouth, I think. There.
Our department didn't have much time that day.
No.
Our main mean girl, that's Nancy Allen, who would end up marrying Brian De Palma later on, and then divorcing him.
Hopefully he had a prenup.
Well, the fact that, I one way or another, but she ends up starting like his next 5 films or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Dress to Kill and Blowout and a whole bunch of other things. He just until here and there and everywhere. Pretty sure she.
And that's her, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The blonde there,
oh, yeah.
Chris?
From RoboCop.
Oh, right.
Lewis. She. Yeah.
RoboCop also in the archives now. If you're so inclined to go back and watch that one with us.
Married a couple of times. The Palma marriage lasted from 79 to 84. And then she was involved with Michael Paré from Eddie and the Cruisers.
I never saw Eddie and the Cruisers.
And then
I know that sounds weird because I'm a music guy, but never did.
It's either that or you watch Street to the Fire. I don't know what else the reference for
No.
Paré. But she married 2 other folks after this, so.
I do like that she's kind of got the surrogate mom thing going here.
Yeah.
Billy Nolan is Johnny Travolta, right?
I think so.
We haven't seen Travolta yet, right?
No, he comes in about half an hour in. And he looks amazing.
Looks like a young Edie McClurg. Maybe it is.
She is, yeah, because I was reading the special features on the screen for everyone. She is interviewed.
That's her.
her, yeah.
That is her. Jesus Christ.
Everyone's a little younger than we're used to seeing them. These crop bangs aren't doing her any favors over there on that hat.
So the threat is you have to do this detention or you're suspended and can't go to prom?
So apparently, yeah. There you go.
I never had this in gym class. I mean, we did calisthenics.
Sure.
And all the girls wore bras, unlike this.
Yeah, well, they all burned them this decade.
Yeah, it took like 20 years for them to make a comeback, I think. I guess what I'm saying is...
My knees can't do that anymore.
Yeah. I can do... Those are like, what, Hindu squats? Is that what they are? Ric Flair did 500 a day. Back in the day.
No, no more. Maybe 5 today.
I don't know. I can do about 30 before I'm hurting. Now, I guess what I meant was I never had to do calisthenics as punishment, or you know what I mean? Like this wasn't a thing.
No, they
like
just send me down to the fucking basement.
Yeah,
that's where the fucking detention was.
Like even in this is not reminiscent, I guess, but it's foreshadowing of Nightmare 2. You know, Grady. And you know, having to do.
I was getting little 7th Streets flashes. Here
me too. Me too. In the
gymnasium.
Gym. Yeah, when they're all sitting on the.
Yeah, here and there. There's no crossbows in this film.
I wish.
We do have some we do have some knives later, but projectile knives later.
Ooh, hidden powers of the mind. That's good. This, folks, for all of you little ones, is a card catalog.
Yes,
and I realize that none of you have ever used one.
I've used one. I couldn't figure fuck out, man. It was not easy.
Well, basically every book in the library.
Just typed it into the computer.
Here's your diopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is before computers.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. Can't do that today.
No, you cannot.
No.
I love it. I wish teachers could hit people now. I really do.
No. I ain't getting involved with this shit. Fuck you.
Well, nope. Like, she would have been suspended, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
In our day and age, it probably.
The teacher.
In our time in high school, probably.
Yeah, the teacher
would have gotten.
Teacher also though would have, you know.
Oh yeah, the teacher would have been suspended. Yeah.
You know, clearly, I like that they've set up here that she cannot talk to her mom about anything.
Oh, yeah. Fuck all.
Like, you know.
It's not a rational thought in that house.
here's another great example of Stephen King, like we talk about all the time, of just an ordinary person that has discovered extraordinary circumstances and has to figure out how to navigate it. You know, maybe we come into the story after she's already learned of them, but you get the idea that, you know, like she is struggling
what the hell any of it means.
Right. All she knows is that when she gets mad, shit breaks.
Right. We need Dr. Cruz in this film, then.
Yes, we do.
Oh, Bernie. There we go. You can tell by the way he uses his walk. He's a woman's man. No time to talk.
Vinnie Barbarino. Darn right. Look at that hair.
He's never looked better, man. Really hasn't.
Saturday Night Fever, he looked pretty damn good.
Well, this era.
Was he already on Cotter at this point? I feel like he was.
He's got to be. 76, he's got to be.
God, I love that show. Love the theme song, too.
He was born in 54. He's younger than some of the ladies here. He looks a lot older than them.
Yeah. He's only like 21 here.
Yeah. Cotter started in 75, so he just started the season before. Right, he probably just finished the first season when they started filming.
Right. Welcome Back, Kotter is a great show. Does that really happen? I don't know.
Not anymore.
I've never been a hot guy in order to, have women pull over and oogle.
Yeah, he looks incredible, man.
Yeah, he looks like $1 million.
Mm-hmm. And then the two of them are co-starring in Blowout later on with De Palma, so one of those directors, he found a good troupe of people to kind of keep going around with. You'd add Dennis Franz onto that.
Sure.
Too, so it was like, yeah.
Interesting there that, I don't know if you saw that he just kind of slapped her a little bit, slapped her around a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole, again, talking about like, okay, they keep remaking the damn film. It's like, okay, yeah, there's a certain sensibility in that, like kids slapping the teacher and the roughhousing and stuff like that. It's not much they weren't updating the film to a current time. Because they don't, I don't think, obviously you saw the Chloe Moretz version.
I did see that one, yeah.
But from all the reviews, like, none of them really did anything new with it or did anything to really justify them making it again.
Well, that came out in like 2013 or so, 2012.
Yeah, 2013.
And that, is clearly in the boom of we need to remake everything.
Sure.
So I feel like it wasn't about making it better or whatever.
Just
it was
turning it out on the factor.
It was literally the next box to check on the list. Yeah. Right.
But do you want that? Because it's a weird thing. I was looking at the 2002 TV movie version, which apparently like they strictly held to the novel, for better and worse, and basically did nothing different from De Palma enough or anything like that to make it a better thing. But it was so weird because I was like, who directed this thing? It's like it was a Star Trek: The Next Generation TV director.
Oh.
Who ended up directing the first Next Generation movie, David Carson, and then it's written by Brian Fuller, who's also a Star Trek guy. And we go on to do executive produce a bunch of other series like Hannibal and various other things here and there. It's like, this is weird that just two Star Trek guys decided to remake a fucking King film from De Palma. That's fine. We are. It didn't get any good reviews.
No, I never saw it.
I watched the trailer. It looked like cheap garbage.
Oh,
It looked bad. Like, yeah, it looks like the same fucking movie. It's just done with like 2% of the talent.
Kind of like the Firestarter remake that just happened.
Yes.
Check out Nick's video on the channel about that.
Yeah.
I know that we texted for a while back and forth right before you shot that about how much we both disliked it.
Yeah. As we record this right now, domestically, it hasn't even earned its money back.
Holy shit, really?
The thing cost $10 million. It hasn't even broken 9 yet.
Oh my god.
It's been out for like 3 weeks. That's a bomb, folks.
Yep. And you know how they could have fixed that is making a good movie.
Good movies make money.
Even
More
bad
times than not.
Bad movies make money too, but
you gotta market them.
Right.
To make people think it's not a bad movie. And here we go. This is
He's getting a little blow, Jay?
That's interesting acting performance you have to put on. Our transfer looks a bit beaten around in the dirt right now.
Yeah, it's one of those where all the darks are real snowy.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Jaws 3 that we covered a little while ago. That one was, God, what a fun movie that is. Not commenting on the quality of the movie, but the quality of the transfer when they upgraded it. There's only so much you can do.
Right.
Greatest American Hero there in the back. Man, does he have a head of hair on him or what? Looks like Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon back then.
I keep on loving you. There's old denim here.
Yeah, he's got a Canadian tuxedo on there.
Yes, indeed.
He's only missing a jean jacket. Her body language is tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. And she's got just her face alone. She just has this sort of very innocent, very smooth featured face. It's like it doesn't project doesn't really project maturity anyway. It feels very childlike in how she appears.
I'm sure that's what got her cast. They did a great job of dressing her as well.
Oh, yeah.
Again, this motherly figure, you know.
Yeah, try to encourage her. Break a little bit out of the shell.
I like that the Carrie character is leery that it's a rib.
Yeah.
I feel like all too often that character would have been written as like
very
aloof and gullible and just gung ho about it, and the audience would go, "You idiot! Don't you see what's coming?"
Oh yeah, we've seen that a lot of like teenage romantic comedies do that type of thing, and it's like,
So it's actually refreshing to go back and see a character that actually questions it, and to know that she's actually right.
Yeah.
And gets talked out of it being right. You know what I mean?
This is your worst scene. They're all talking about putting makeup all over
Oh,
her.
God. Fuck the makeup. No. Do nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Gross. And not only did they just have that scene, but now they're even going further with it.
Yeah, well, because when she had all the girls lined up, they were asking who were you going to the prom with, and she said, well, that's Tommy Ross, and now he's flipping and flopping here.
Right.
So she's suspicious.
Flipping and flopping.
The hair flips and flops, I'm sure.
Darn right it does. Why can't... See, now here's another era that is forgotten, where you cannot even go if you don't have a date.
That's weird. I don't know why you would go if you didn't have one. What's the point?
Well, a lot of people go as like a group of friends or whatever. You know.
I stayed home. I didn't
go either.
I had no business going nowhere, man.
I wasn't going to pay $100 to go have a bad time
anyway.
Right. I like that the angle is that they're trying to make amends, and like, she's saying we're trying to make it better for, and show how sorry we are. So I'm giving up my date to whatever.
They're playing it well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good story.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that the woman is saying we don't care how we look, and the man is not agreeing? Like, that's a role reversal that I don't know if they were ready for in 1976.
Stephen King don't really care what you're not ready for.
Well, that's 100%. You're right. I mean, Stephen King is the king for a reason. Then again, I don't know how accurate that was from...
Yeah, I'm sure, but still.
That hair needs to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what Hall of Fame, but a Hall of Fame.
Bronze it.
When I saw him about 3 weeks ago, he did not look like that anymore.
No, he has an updated headshot on IMDb, so he looked pretty modern.
He looks sophisticated.
Yeah.
In kind of a... He's got real short hair.
Yeah.
He's a little gaunt in the face, but, whatever. That's fine. Can you imagine what would happen if the mom saw a boy there?
Give her 30 lashes or something.
$30 lashes.
Really likes these close-ups. Likes getting him there, man.
Oh, De Palma likes the close-up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, he does he gets right up in there.
He's very particular about these intimate bits.
Well, what I like about this one in particular is that Carrie is
anxious,
really trying to be discreet and quiet. And we all know that when you're trying to be quiet, you get a little closer to the other person, you talk lower.
Yeah.
And what better way to show that than to really zoom in on the two faces, being real tight and talking quietly.
The guy in the red hat, Michael Talbot, he would end up being in regular on Miami Vice about 8 years from now. And I was looking up other things, and he was one of Dennehy's deputies in First Blood.
Oh, really?
And I forgot to bring it up when we talked about the second film. But the original idea for First Blood Part 2 was that Rambo was going to team up with a young soldier, and that was going to be portrayed by Travolta. Because he just directed Travolta in Staying Alive. But they didn't say, Rambo should be a loner. So they axed that.
I think that's for the better.
Yeah.
They're literally going to slaughter a pig. They broke into the... whatever this is. What do you call
Pig
this?
farm, I guess. I don't know.
I guess the farm is the... Yeah, I was going to say slaughterhouse, but it's not. It's the farm.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus. Better than Grandpa in Chainsaw.
Got William Butler upside down in Chainsaw 3 getting hit with the sledge.
Oh, God. What a great shot this is, right?
Oh, yeah. Really, really beautiful.
Where Piper Laurie and Carrie White both have light on the backs of their heads. Mm-hmm. Where's that light coming from?
Well, there you go. Pantry.
The prayer closet. Got it. I mean, clearly it was like production lights, but
right.
The cynic in me says, where's that light coming from? Oh, wow, look at that. Oh. I love that she extinguished the candles with her liquid throw. Mm-hmm. And the light, the lightning lighting up the tapestry. God damn, this is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hello.
After the blood comes the boys is definitely a Stephen King line. I've never read it. I don't know, but I'd bet a week's pay that line is directly from the novel. Can you imagine living life like this?
Oh, God.
And this mom would be absolutely terrified in her, God-fearing way.
Yeah.
Look at that old sink. God, the farmhouse style.
Basin,
yeah.
Yeah, the interior house was all soundstage. They built it for the film.
Is this a midpoint? I feel like it
roughly.
is. I feel like it is.
Roughly, yeah.
Her confronting the mom and saying that verbally acknowledging that she's
and trying to assert control over things.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the clock, but we're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you tell her. Mm-hmm. I'm going. Love it. Talk about a character pivot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, because we've seen the ending, we know...
Right, where it's going.
We know where it's going, but... As a first-time viewer, you're like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, just think about it for a second. Just for a prank, just to humiliate someone. You club a freaking pig over the head, then you exsanguinate the goddamn thing. That's a lot of effort that most people are not going to go through, man.
Keep your tits on is a great line too. By the way, probably also a Stephen King line. What another thing he was doing he did a voice of basically like a Southern black slave type, and like you probably can't get away with that.
Right.
Stereotypical like Southern black.
Right. It don't play well to the audience no more. Right. I mean, like I said, sometimes you're doing a remake to update the material.
Right.
But basically all it is just kind of removing the sort of like the racier...
The dated references.
The outdated references, the fashion, the hairstyles. Get rid of some of the crude stuff. And the substance of the story doesn't get changed or kind of find something new about it. They just go ahead and just, because it's there, let's just do it.
Right. And I feel like that kind of waters it down a lot.
Yeah.
Usually.
I mean, this is of the time. It's set in the time. It's of the time.
It used to really bother me that all the stars were not
equidistant.
Yeah. But now I actually kind of
symmetrical.
I kind of like it because they're, I don't know, they're like Art Deco-y.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Bates High School.
Mm-hmm.
What's their logo? The Hornets there? Or?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What is this music? Yeah, look at those tuxedos, those ruffle in the middle.
That's what my dad wore to the wedding.
Yeah, sure it would be.
It was. I've seen the photos. We have them upstairs.
Was it pale blue?
I think it was either pale blue or stark white.
Can you still do testers of lipsticks in the mall? I don't know. I feel like you can't. You can rent a tuxedo for $10?
Not no more.
Look at those ruffles. Jesus Christ. Why was this popular?
And the suede
I love everything about this time period, but I like fashion too, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Like that one's a little bit better because it's just a single row.
Sure.
Down each, like Katt has the entire chest plate as ruffled. Like Short Boy in the middle's only got 2 rows. It's a nice thin strip.
Yeah. This guy's got nothing.
What an idiot. But even on his shirt there's ruffles in the middle. Sure. Like the print of ruffles.
Yeah. That fashion didn't last a whole hell of a long time.
No. Now, as somebody who hates makeup, I will say that they did a good job of making her look pretty.
Mm-hmm. Nice and subtle.
I can see your dirty pillows.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a Stephen King line also. Your dirty pillows. God damn it, that's so good.
Mm.
I really need to remember that so I could start calling people's boobs dirty pillows.
Well, the big thing is If this was today, like, she'd just be homeschooled. She wouldn't even let her out of the fucking house.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's a good point.
She'd be a shut-in.
In fact, that's a great question as to why she's not homeschooled, considering the extreme nature of Mom's fanaticism.
Yeah. Or reality, you think she'd find some religious school or something like that.
Right. I mean, some sort of,
sometimes they're
private something or
a
other.
bit on the pricey side, but...
Yeah.
Nice solid 70s sedan.
So good. I love the way her hair falls and that look of...
Petrified.
Yes.
Nice slight Dutch angle on that.
A little bit, yeah.
Marvin Berry and the Starlighters here.
Love Among the Stars. What's the Back to the Future one? Some Under the Sea?
Oh yeah, Enchantment Under
the Sea, yeah. Yes. There's our poll option for this commentary.
Sure.
What is a better prom theme?
The aquaticness or the astrological?
Yeah, Enchantment Under the Sea or whatever the hell that
Love
was.
Among the Stars.
Love Among the Stars, yes. If you had to go to one of those two proms, which one are you going to?
Well, it depends on what music they got this one. I don't know if they got a live band on this one.
I don't know if they do either, but there's Pig's Blood and telekinesis.
Oh. Marty didn't burn down the joint.
He did with his guitar playing.
Wow. Challenge some EVH.
There's a live band.
Okay, yeah. They got something going on. Yeah, not bad, yeah. Right.
Obviously we all like the music. Well, I was going to say we like the music of the 80s better, but it was the 50s, because it was 1955 prom.
Yeah.
Now, arguably the 50s music is better also, but, because I love that doo-wop-y,
Sure.
Whatever. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, just straight rock band.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of my, my favorite bands kind of got their start doing this kind of thing.
What?
If you live in the Chicagoland area and you were in high school between 1972 and 1974, Styx played at your prom.
I'm sure they did.
100%.
You go further down south, REO, and...
Right, down in Champaign, right?
Up near Rockford, Cheap Trick.
You got it. I know somebody once who was a teenager in the late 60s, early 70s, and was in Detroit, suburban Detroit, and went to a Battle of the Bands, and the final two acts that person saw... The final two acts were Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes and Bob Seger.
Oh, boy.
Talk about a concert to remember. Well, at the time, probably not, but looking back...
Oh, yeah, that's a memory to cherish. Thinking a few years after, they probably would have seen Alice Cooper.
Sure.
The original band.
Right. That was a big thing. Playing a prom was like, I don't know. I don't even know when we switched from live bands. Like, I guess maybe in the 80s.
Possibly.
I love that the teacher is still very skeptical that something bad is happening.
Yeah.
The cheekbones on her. Jesus. She really looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah, yeah.
There's... I don't know, like, this is going to sound bad, but
Sure.
I don't think that she's necessarily a very attractive woman. But...
No.
But... Well, I feel like she's just kind of...
Not classically, no.
Yeah. But there's something about her that...
She could turn it on like here. She's beaming with light.
Yes. But sometimes it's those people that are a little weird looking that just like own the screen. And you're like, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously super beautiful people
Oh, yeah.
that, you know, like the George Clooney's of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Where you see that guy and you're like, oh my God. Like, he's just statuesque.
The camera is magnetized towards him.
Right. And then there's like those weird people, though. You know, you're like, this
Ernest
guy.
Borgnine.
Right. Like traditionally, Sissy Spacek shouldn't be
Yeah.
this like
Radiant.
radiant, right? And for some reason, it works.
Yeah.
And
When she turns on the eyes, the smile, it comes out.
even if everybody can see those dirty pillows.
Oh. There was that I think it was that opening sequence where it's like she comes up on this woman who's like not like fully exposed, but she's just kind of wearing like almost not like she's still got a bra on, but otherwise nothing else on.
Yeah.
And she uses that line of dirty pillows trying to figure out why are you showing this or stuff like that. Go find some of the documentaries on it. It'll explain it better. But there's all these little things, so that's still a tie-in to what that scene was.
I will say that one of the criticisms of this movie is that not a lot happens.
That was my thing watching. It's like there's plenty of thematic substance, but there's not like a lot of story happenings.
Right. It's like if you write down the major beats from start to finish, it really shouldn't be a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, because when I'm watching, knowing what the ending is, like we get to the prom and there's still 40 minutes left to go. I was
now,
like, okay, interesting. What else is going to happen here?
Were you were aware of the story and what happens?
The freaking bloodbath ending and the fire and everything, it's extremely iconic. It's hard to avoid knowing about it.
You're right.
They put it on the fucking poster, okay?
Yes, they did. Talk about something that really shouldn't have been done.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new Funko Pop coming out very soon with... are we celebrating an anniversary? I guess we're not, but it's the
76 on
the bloody Carrie in the dress, and I kind of want it.
Right.
It's iconic, like you said. You know,
Sure, yeah.
I don't. It's this is one of those movies where there is a scene that the scene is iconic, and that scene kind of
transcends everything else.
Everything else, right? Yes.
The scene made me dizzy.
Yeah, as somebody who has bad equilibrium, and
it's going to get worse. You're going to start going faster.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like, I need to... I'm looking away. I'm looking at Nick
I have
because,
to do that as well.
Because I'm all right.
So it's getting a little...
Story time with Uncle Frazier. When I was 15, I ruptured my eardrum.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I am very susceptible to motion sickness.
Yes.
And I can't be, like, upside down for too long or whatever. Like, it just...
Water pressure under...
Yeah, all of it.
All that stuff.
All of it.
It's no fun.
And so, even visually, like, watching this...
Yes.
Like, I can handle it for a little bit, but
now it's kicking up.
Now I have to look away, and I have to reset, and then I can look back for a little bit.
Just, I'll let you know when it's over.
No, well...
Oof. It's all one take.
Woo. Is this supposed to be symbolic of her, like... whirlwind romance?
I suppose so. Just kind of getting swept up in the
right.
The glossiness of it all.
The fact that they're spinning and the camera's spinning counterclockwise, like they're spinning opposites.
Oh, stop it! Please stop.
And
something's gonna hurl.
All right, we can breathe again.
That was a rough 3 minutes. This doesn't have all those weird, super flashing lights like Prom Night had.
Yeah.
And the cinematographer just like, you need to figure out how to do this better.
Right. Well, there was a disco theme.
Oh yeah,
right?
but still, they were flashing right in our freaking eyes.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
It's fucking epilepsy. It was vertigo in this one, and epilepsy over there. But they had better dancing in that one. Jamie Lee could dance the fucking socks off anyone.
Yes. Although, I would argue she could not dance better than Johnny Travolta.
Oh, wow.
In Saturday Night Fever.
You don't get a chance on the dance floor in this one.
No.
You gotta save it up.
We gotta wait 3 years or whatever.
I think it was 78.
Maybe. Grease and that one were back to back. I think Grease was first. Grease might have been 77. Look at that chair. Jesus Christ. Believe it or not, you're walking on air. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Leave a message at the beep.
I think it's very telling that they're keeping Tommy here. It's still kind of clouded over the whole plan here. I think all the other women and Travolta's character, they're all in on the whole thing of like, we're playing a prank, we're going to humiliate her.
Are we to believe that Tommy is not in on it?
I don't think so, because when they drop the thing, the bucket on her, he does react in a way. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
So they're ribbing him too? It's a double rib?
I'm thinking just... all I can think of is like, okay, well, we'll feed him the same line that they gave to the teacher there, just so like, he just keeps on going. And he doesn't give anything away, or he doesn't have a second thought about something. I don't know. We'll assess it when we get to the point.
Yeah,
but
it's coming up here in a minute.
But De Palma milks his freaking build-up like living hell, man.
Well, again...
He likes the build-up.
You've only got so much story.
Right.
And you really got to milk it.
Yeah.
I forget how they switch the ballots.
Well, it's coming up here shortly.
I love that PJ Souls always has the hat on. Even in her prom dress.
All got the same tux, man.
A lot of people... Okay, so there's a big debate about which clothing style... we like better, the 80s or the 70s. And because both of them are very extreme in their own way. Mm-hmm. I personally love everything about the 80s, including the fashion. Although I don't dislike 70s fashion, I will say, I think formal wear got better in the 80s.
Yeah.
Than in the 70s.
Oh,
Formal wear looked like pajamas for the women.
Yeah.
And
they're all polyester suits.
With the ruffles, yeah.
He's got a little bit more clean cut, the power suits and stuff like that, and for better or worse, conservative was more the
yeah.
The angle.
I also really like the brighter colors. I'm a bright colors guy.
Yeah. Well, when you get the Miami Vice, everything, you get the pastels and the linen and all that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, all one shot here. The ground.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess I never...
De Palma said this took an entire day just to shoot this shot.
I never even really realized that it was all one
because it's
take.
all cranes around and everything.
Or one shot. I guess I shouldn't say one take because that means they only did it once, but one shot.
Apparently the studio head showed up on set that day. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, oh, you want to shoot this? Be my guest. So sucker cranes all around here.
I do kind of like the balls when people say that kind of thing. They're like, oh, you think you can do better?
Yeah. I mean, he was already joking with them about the friggin' budget. You told him it's going to be an extra 200 grand. You wouldn't listen to me. And of course, there's the whole thing. It's like, oh, United Artists. They were a very kind of like prestige sort of thing. We're all making like the big classy pictures, and they make this thing. It's like, oh,
a genre picture, right? That's weird.
We'll put it out there. We're not going to talk much about it. It's like, it's just there,
right?
And then it gets Oscar nominations anyway. I don't know how much this thing got. I mean, it cost them basically nothing to make it.
I do wish that more genre pictures got love from the Academy, as we've discussed multiple times. What were you going to say about dollars?
Oh, it grossed $33.8 million off of $1.8 million budget.
All right, so 20 times your investment return. Yeah,
it grossed $32 million above your budget.
Yeah, that's great.
And they gave Michael Cimino a boatload of money to make Heaven's Gate, and it flopped like the fucking Hindenburg. Almost bankrupt them.
Was that also UA?
Yeah, that was United Artists around 1980. I guess. I think it comes down to James Bond. The next Bond film, which I think was For Your Eyes Only, just like, oh, there's enough profit to keep us afloat and make sure we don't die.
Now, how did they make sure that she was in the left chair?
Yeah. A little... And how to know when to do it and all that type of stuff, and how to... this, that, and the other thing.
All the ruffles, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So a few of the guys have different colored suits, but they're all the exact same style.
Yeah, it's the same suit, just a different...
You can't get anything else. It's like flared freaking pants. You can't get anything else. That's all there is.
This is great. She's crying.
Mm.
Again, the close-ups.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this scene would have been better suited for a wide shot, though. And again, like here, I guess everybody wasn't in on it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It was like, is she really in it? Because she was with the gang of girls and everything, but
I knew there was one
outlier.
Yeah. I guess I didn't know which one it was. I always thought it was PJ Souls, but maybe not.
Well, just the fact that when Nancy Allen goes and smacks the freaking teacher and everything, and everyone goes like, "Oh, I'm not joining in on this shit. I'm turning my back on you."
Exactly.
So it was a little hard to keep track. But she's the one who's the girlfriend of William Katt.
Right.
Yeah, the connections are a little weird, so I guess it's like different compartmentalized areas of this entire conspiracy. Need Kevin Costner to come in and break this down.
Or Jesse Ventura. Yeah, like, what did...
So Nancy Allen's character conspires with her to kind of get her boyfriend to ask Carrie out.
So that whole scene at the...
But she doesn't tell her what the plan, the end game plan is. It's a little...
So the whole thing about, like...
So yeah,
we're actually trying to do good and make her feel good and, say we're sorry.
Yeah, was
actually real.
So real... She makes her even a worse fucking person than that. Not only just trying to humiliate someone I don't like, now I'm trying to throw my other friends under the bus by incorporating them into this freaking nonsense. You're a real piece of shit, aren't you?
And getting thrown out ultimately saves her life, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one with the teeth. I like that. I was like sinking the teeth into the moment. Went a little back and to the left, maybe.
A little, yeah, back and to the left.
I had to wait for the moment.
Keith Hernandez!
Keith Hernandez. Nice game, pretty boy.
Oh, shit.
I saw Roger McDowell over by Gravelly Road. That is one magic Louis.
We
gotta save these up. We got some Wayne Knight coming up.
Obviously, we're gonna hear those again in a little while.
Yeah, because he's acting like, what the hell is this? And then he gets clocked. So yeah, she just
back into the left. Right, the symbolism with the blood, from the opening scene, and I mean, it's really well done. Like,
so Souls is in on it, as well as Travolta and Allen.
This scene here, she looks way wetter. Like, this is like Bruce Willis in Die Hard went from having a white shirt to a green shirt.
Sure. This is going full De Palma here. I don't even know what the hell they did with this.
Oh, it's just kaleidoscope, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy's drunk.
I'm sure he is, probably. He was drunk in the freaking car. Just go with the eyes.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now, this is also a very De Palma thing.
Oh,
the
yeah,
split
the
screen.
Split screen stuff. This was tough to shoot.
Ooh, and the moving left and right. That's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And she is pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Hell hath a... Something a woman scorned, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Hell hath a...
no fury.
No fury.
Like a woman scorned? Yeah.
And De Palma's next film is called The Fury.
Firehouse. No, fire hose. Fire hose. I don't know if that's the weapon of choice that I would have...
I was going to say, it's like a little more comedy than vengeful.
You can see the guy holding the stick on the hose in the back there. Katt got knocked out?
Oh, yeah. He got knocked... The bucket fell on his head.
Well, I know, but I mean...
It wasn't very heavy.
Just a bucket.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I mean, it would hurt like a son of a bitch, but wouldn't knock you out.
Yeah.
Dirty pillows. Now they really are dirty.
Getting all clean now.
Well, that girl's got PJ Souls has clean pillows.
Why they're fighting over the microphone. There we go. Now we're getting...
Yeah, electrocute that son of a bitch.
Sucker!
Yeah. Talk about enchantment under the sea, right? With the hose? No? All right. I'll be here all week. Tip your wagers.
She's doing her in too. Do you think she's a...
Oh, did she just get split in half there?
More or less. Yeah. She got hit with the freaking thighs, so I don't know what that does to you.
I don't either, but oh yeah,
There
look
we
at
go.
that. Oh, it's so good. Now, I often misremember this as her starting the fire with her
mind.
powers, right?
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
No, it's just electrical fire.
That's interesting. But goddamn, these visuals are out of control good.
This didn't get nominated for anything else. They didn't mention anything.
Really, just the 2 acting awards?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Just double check.
Do we get no Tony Caesar in that fire? I bet.
He's not on the credits. There weren't any stunt credits on this film at all. In the end credits proper.
Right.
It's a little before they really started getting into the
Like listing that?
thick
Yeah.
of that stuff. Yeah, just acting. I was thinking, since we were talking about visuals, I thought maybe cinematographer or something, but no. It's a good old stunt coming up here.
That looked like a miniature.
Well, they sped up the footage. That was kind of weird. It just rotated the actual frame.
Right.
Editing.
See,
Because
now,
apparently they had some kind of like hydraulic sort of piston or something like that underneath the car to make it go up and over.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I like it. There's still like 10 or 12 minutes left on this thing?
Yeah, well, I got to wrap up the mother.
Yeah, I guess so.
And yeah, this edited by Paul Hirsch. This guy ended up being like a De Palma regular for years, like next 20 years.
Okay.
Like with George A. Romero and George Lucas. He edited the first Star Wars with Lucas's wife at the time.
Which was a whole like year away from after this.
And the interesting thing was, because De Palma and George were friends, they were casting Star Wars and Carrie at the same time.
Sure they would.
So like William Katt auditions for Luke Skywalker.
Makes sense.
Amy Irving auditioned for Princess Leia.
Also makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, like we're looking for the same batch of type of actors. There's below our resources, go into the same audition space, and we'll audition these people over here, then we'll audition them over there.
Is it Robert Englund who was roommates with like Harrison Ford at the time when he was auditioning?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like that.
I mean, at the time, Harrison was just. He'd barely done any acting. He was mainly a carpenter. He worked with Coppola.
Yeah, somebody
in the art department.
Somebody was roommates with Harrison Ford at the time that he was auditioning for Star Wars, and I feel like it was Robert Englund. I don't know. Sorry, we didn't mean to go down this rabbit hole.
We got a moment. We got a moment till they...
Look at all these candles. Like, how crazy is this bitch? I love candles, but this is a little excessive.
Well, it's the first thing that comes up. Robert Englund says he helped Mark Hamill get the
Oh,
roles,
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
but Hamill's disputed it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
I feel
Someone's
like
got a wire crossed somewhere.
Okay,
maybe.
I feel like so now I've gone to many conventions and heard Robert Englund speak many times, and I feel like maybe that's what I'm remembering is maybe it was Mark Hamill, and not to say that he got him the job, but I feel like they were like roommates and wherever. I just picked the wrong Star Wars guy.
It's just saying that England claims he had a significant part in helping him land the role, but Hamill's disputed that. Insisted it's not true. So, I don't know.
Look at this, hiding behind the door there, that's so good. Where did she get this gown from?
She said she made it herself.
Oh, she made it herself. Okay, right. Right, the sewing.
Yeah.
Yes. This is another one of those really long single shots.
Mm-hmm.
That poor rug.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Bar soap.
There's all corn syrup and red dye. Trust me, corn syrup is just not fun to have all over your skin.
I imagine it's not.
I've tried to use it a few times. It's not good.
She's using bar soap in her hair? That doesn't...
No, that doesn't go well.
Yeah. They're really milking this for all it's worth, too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a lot of action.
It is the interesting thing calling it so much... We've kind of done this a lot with the King films. Like, they're classified as horror, but there's not a lot of, like, sustained horror in them.
Right.
There's a lot of drama. But you can't really say there's a lot of, like, scares going on throughout the course of the narrative.
Right. Well, it's funny because he often gets labeled as a horror guy because some of his most significant works were true horror.
Yeah.
But then people forget about, The Shawshank Redemption as a Stephen King story.
Yeah.
There's no horror in that.
Yeah.
And, you could argue that this wasn't even meant to be a horror movie. Or a horror story. It was just maybe supernatural.
Yeah.
Fantasy, or whatever.
Here and there.
This is the story of Carrie's conception?
Yeah.
Weird that she would pick here to deliver this anecdote.
It's a peculiar structural choice, yeah.
Like, in a novel, it wouldn't be that bad.
No.
But in a movie, you're like, wait. Like, I feel like we're supposed to be...
I feel like you kind of need to reestablish her as... Because we already dealt with the Mean Girls, as we'll say. They've been much more prominent, kind of the main adversary in a certain way up to this point after we got this big blow up. So we kind of have to reestablish things about her in a certain way to really kind of escalate her again, I guess.
Yeah,
it's a narrative shift.
Her character is not that well developed.
No.
The mom.
Right. And it does kind of work in anything. I mean, she said, I should have killed myself on the day you put it in me and all that type of stuff.
I mean, yeah, she's clearly a heel.
Yeah.
But... And now she's going to try to kill her own daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Ow, fuck.
So yeah, it works thematically.
Interesting musical choice as well.
Yeah. It's very much going off the sort of Bernard Herrmann, I think that's what it was, the Hitchcock, Psycho theme and stuff like that.
She really came down with that knife in the square of her back.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that would have done a lot more damage than what's being portrayed here.
Yeah.
It's weird. This music is almost pleasant. But
I think it's kind of playing a bit more of the demented quality of the mother. Yeah.
There's like a beautiful melody and then those weird stingers.
Yeah. And this is not from the novel. De Palma changed this. Because
these implements?
Because in the novel, apparently the whole thing is Carrie uses her telekinesis to slowly stop her mother's heart. But on film, all it plays out as just a heart attack. You can't really visualize it. And he was like, that doesn't play dramatically.
Right. That makes sense.
And so the story was, he was trying to figure out something else to do with it, and apparently the screenwriter was having lunch with Martin Scorsese, and De Palma kind of storms in and whatnot and pitches the entire idea there. We're going to crucify her.
Makes sense.
And so they backfilled that whole thing with the little Jesus thing with all the knives piled in it in the closet.
Right, okay.
So they went back.
Foreshadowed, yeah.
Yeah, they went, after they conceived that, we put that into the whole thing and we shoot that and add that in as an art direction bit.
Makes sense, I like it.
And I think King actually said he liked it better.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time.
I mean, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's very poetic. And they're in the exact same places they are on the statue.
Oh, really?
They planned. It pretty much is a retroactive thing.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like that.
And I like the look on her face. It's perfect. It's halfway between psychotic and adoring.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Well done. Even though Carrie would be paralyzed from the waist down after that spinal stabbing. But who am I to judge?
She'd be like Dewey and Scream.
Yep.
Like limping along.
Also well done.
Yeah.
The remorse.
Yeah.
Almost, because I feel like there's been this sense of, like before the prom, there was this sense that she couldn't necessarily control it.
Right.
And
it was just coming out in a visceral sensibility.
Right. And then
reaction.
This is good, where she has to pull her arm out.
I don't know what they did with this effect. I don't know what they did to make
miniature, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know.
But then there's this remorse, like, what have I done?
Yeah. What did you force me to do here? I didn't want to do this.
Yeah, I see it now.
I feel like it's hard to tell.
I feel like I read somewhere that they actually, like, destroyed the house. Okay. Like, it was a...
They're doing a hell of a damn job with it. I don't know what the hell they did.
It was an abandoned house or something.
Right. Still, just the effect alone of the thing is sinking and kind of compressing and all this stuff. That's takes a lot of skill.
Agreed.
You're not blowing it up. It's imploding on itself.
Right. It's collapsing inward.
It's like quicksand.
The glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Hair like William Katt. And Kevin Cronin of REO Speedwagon.
Take it on the run, baby.
You got it. Riding the storm out. We're going to get to see our nurse again from Nightmare 3? This is her house, right?
And when they do the Rage Carrie too, she's the one person who comes back and she's the only one who survives.
Right.
I was trying to read through this synopsis. Like, I don't want to. I'm really not interested that much to read a
Yeah,
five-paragraph synopsis.
no, thank you.
I just read the critical reactions. Like, oh, it's basically like the exact same template. It's like you watch the trailer. It's like it's a typical late '90s horror film, teen horror film.
Right.
Like it's Urban Legend or some other, The Craft or something like that. It's you've seen it before. You just need some good sleep.
That's right.
This one is interesting. Notice the car's going backwards.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
They filmed it in reverse. She's walking backwards.
Oh, wow.
And they reversed the footage.
Well, it's supposed to be a dream, so that's cool.
It's weird because it doesn't... If you didn't see the cars, you wouldn't have a clue, really.
Yeah,
because usually there's that jerky motion type of thing.
The cars really needed to be more prominently going backwards to be a dream sequence, you know? Carrie White burns in hell. In this charcoal pit. What exactly is for sale? This just the lot?
The lot, I guess.
I love everyone's blue eyes. That didn't feel like it was on the same shot.
No, it looks like it's night now.
I mean, it is a dream, so it can be whatever, but...
I'm guessing probably these tighter shots are done on the soundstage so they can have her be up underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching this little ending here is like... Sean Cunningham definitely took this and like, yeah, we got to hit this on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
We need this.
Yeah, we need that, sure.
It's totally that.
Even the music is like, ugh.
Not far, yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's a decent story. It's just, I don't know if it needs to be this long. And I realize an hour 35 isn't long, but...
No.
It just, it needed something more.
I mean, like, there's a few things you could cut out. Like, you don't need the guys going off getting the tuxedos. That's completely superfluous to the entire story.
Yeah, I don't know if you can play up the kind of the characters, some knowing what's going on and some not knowing.
It's a little
play up, maybe a little more activity at the prom. Them make Carrie realize that she belongs there.
Yeah.
And is having a good time and is worthy at the end. Like, have her arc happen at the prom.
Yeah.
And by the time she's on stage...
Fully crest over.
Right. By the time she's on stage, she's over the moon and happy with her life. And then that would make the switch that much more drastic. Yeah. I feel like that's the change I would make.
Yeah. Well, on the whole, there's not a lot of flaws with it.
No. And the credits were only 30 seconds.
Yes.
I love it. So, all right. Until we meet again with another Stephen King adaptation, which I don't know what our next one will be, but stay tuned.
Yeah. So,
and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.